Hi everybody and welcome to my video on this black smoke. So I'm going to go straight in with my Pears transparent soap and just rub that on a mascara wand and just brush up all my eyebrow hairs. Then I'm going to go in with the Sleek Brow Kit in the shade Dark and just using the gel side of it and just start drawing in my eyebrows, so starting with the underneath. Then just filling through the brow with the same gel, more towards the tail end, and then once I get to the front of the brow I like to draw lines going upwards so it's a bit more softer. Then I'm just going to go in with the Maybelline Brow Precise Fibre Filler in the shade Deep Brown, just a sort of brow gel just to darken up the hairs and make them look more realistic. So then as ever I'm going to start priming the eyelid using the MAC Select Cover Up in the shade NW15. Just brushing that all along the lid using my Zoeva concealer brush and then just being ever so careful when it comes to carving out the eyebrow. Then just with this Zoeva concealer buffer brush I'm just going to blend out the edges so that when it comes to foundation later there's no harsh lines between the foundation and the Select Cover Up. Then with the same brush I'm just going to pat all across the eyelid just to dry down and set the cover up without actually having to set it with a powder. Then I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette today, and the first shade I'm using is Raw Sienna. And I'm just going to go in and pretty much plonk that colour down all in the crease. I'm not worrying about blending just yet, just making sure I get that colour on completely. Then just with this clean soft blending brush I'm just going to go and blend out the very edge of that shadow. Then I'm going back in with more colour just to deepen it up, and then again going back in with the clean blending brush and just blending out the edges. Then I'm going to go in with Burnt Orange from the same palette and basically just go over exactly what I've just done just to warm it up slightly. Next I'm going to go in with Realgar from the same palette and just on this smaller Morphe brush I'm going to focus that more in the immediate crease just to deepen it up a bit, so I'm not going to blend that out as high as I have the other two colours. So again back in with that cleaner blending brush and just blending all them together seamlessly. So I'm going to actually go in with the Makeup Geek shade Corrupt and just on this very small Zoeva brush, I can't remember the name, but I'm just going to run that ever so slightly through the crease, just very lightly, taking my time with it, being very gentle with it. So this just sort of creates a barrier, so when we go in with the full lid colour we're not going to ruin our blend by taking it up too high or anything. So I'm just blending that out again with Realgar and a mix of Burnt Orange and Raw Sienna. And then again with the clean blending brush just making sure it all comes together nicely. So this is my little trick for full black smokes, is using the Illamasqua sketch stick in the shade Haze. Now I was taught to do these with gel liners, but I've never been able to get the hang of doing a black smoke with gel liner and I just end up with black everywhere. But with the sketch stick it's so much easier because you can just draw it straight on the lid like I am here, and then it doesn't dry as quick as a normal gel liner would do, so you've got more time to play with it and make sure it's all blended nicely. So as you can see I'm just going back in with that same brush I used Corrupt on and just ever so slightly blending out the edge. I don't have to do as much blending as I would have had to if I hadn't have put the black already in the crease. And then just if there's any harsh lines, I've gone back in with Realgar on the same brush and just blending that all together nicely. So then just once all the blending's done, I'm going to go back in with Corrupt and just set down the sketch stick on the lid. So this will stop it from creasing, and then it actually deepens up the black as well. So next I'm just going to take this Primark eyeliner in black and just tightline my upper lash line. And then because my eyelashes are the absolute devil, I need to curl them. And next I'm going in with the amazing Amy Helen lashes again. So while I let that dry, I'm just going to go in with some Maybelline Sensational mascara. And just while I wait for the lash to dry a bit more, I'm just going to go ahead and do the under eye. So again, I'm going to prime using MAC Select Cover Up, making sure to get right into the lash line and buffing out the edges again as before. And patting that in again as well. Then I'm actually going to use the sketch stick again and draw in the waterline like you would a normal eyeliner, but just bringing it down slightly, making sure to get in between all the lashes. And then taking the Corrupt shade, just a slight bit of Corrupt, and just blending that out ever so slightly. Then I'm going in with a mixture of raw sienna and burnt orange again and just blending that out even more. And then just to add in that extra pop of orange, I've gone back in with Realgar as well, just to make sure it all blends and matches nicely to the top. So I'm just applying my lashes and then going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on the bottom, which has this extra fine wand, which is perfect for the lower lash line. So now it's time for the base, and I'm going to go in with Benefit Porefessional, just focusing that just around my nose where I get the biggest pores. Then going in with the sleek Barekissed Illuminator just to create a nice glow on my skin. And I actually forgot about my inner corner highlight, so I'm going to go in with Vermeer from the same palette and just highlight the inner corner and the brow bone. So next I'm using the Makeup Forever foundation in the shade Y215, the Ultra HD foundation, and just painting that on for the time being. And then I'm going to take my smaller concealer brush just to carve out around the eyebrows so I don't ruin any of the work I've done. Then just going back in with my beauty blender and just making sure that's all blended in nicely, so just pouncing that into the skin. My hair was annoying me so much, just kept getting in the way. And for concealer, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW15 and just hitting all the regular spots, so the under eye, between the middle centre of the forehead, between the brows, down the nose and the chin and the cupid's bow. So again, I'm just going to take my beauty sponge and just blend all that in nicely. And just for them harder to reach areas, I'm just going to take this smaller duo fibre brush and just blend in the immediate under eye and then just between the eyebrows and little places like that. So for cream contour, I'm taking my Lottie London foundation stick in the shade Rich Toffee. I wanted to create quite a dramatic contour for this ultra glam look. So just doing the cheekbones, jawline, forehead, and then just a little bit on my nose. To blend that out, I'm using this Real Techniques Duo Fibre Contour Brush. This is my favourite brush for blending stuff, for blending cream contours. But then I'm actually going back in with my beauty blender and just making sure all the edges are blended together nicely. Then just for the nose, I'm going in with that small duo fibre once more, just because it's easier to go up the nose. Next for highlights, I'm taking the iconic London Illuminator drops in the shade Original, and just dotting them along the top of the cheekbone. Then to set everything in place, I'm taking my RCMA no colour powder and just baking the under eye, and then doing a little bit of a bake underneath the contour line as well. For bronzer, I'm taking MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in the shade Medium Tan, just on this Zoeva, I think it's the Cheek Finish brush, can't remember, but I'll list it below. And then again going back in with the beauty blender just to make sure all the edges are blended together properly. Then I'm just wiping away the bake, dotting a bit of excess powder just between my eyebrows. Then just to deepen up the bronzer and for a little bit of a contour, I'm going in with MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in the shade Dark, and just hitting my cheekbones, jawline, and then just scooping the sides of my nose. And for highlight, I'm going into my all-time fave Anastasia That Glow kit. I'm using the shade Sunburst, but I'm just going to spray my brush with a touch of MAC Fix Plus, just to make it pop a little bit more. Hitting my cheekbones, cupid's bow and tip of the nose, and just down the bridge of the nose slightly. Then I'm actually going to go in my Kiko Milano baked bronzer and just use that as a sort of blush, just to tie the contour and highlight together nicely. For liner today, I'm going to go in with the NYX Lip Liner in Hot Red, and just line my lips and colour them in slightly, just as a nice base for the red lipstick. I look like I've been drinking too much wine. And then for finally lipstick, I'm using the Loreal lip paint in Tangerine Vertigo, the matte lip paint. Okay, so that's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe below if you want to see more from me. Follow me on other channels here. So thank you very much. I'll see you again soon. Bye.